Thank you, Mr. Chairman, Ranking Member, and General. Good to see you again. I don't think you were lecturing Senator Kelly at all. He asked you the easiest question he could, and you answered it brilliantly. And I think the issue of redundancy as a tool, it sort of answers Senator Rosen's question in terms of how you secure them, as well as how well they work as a kill web, if you will, versus a kill chain. So. I didn't think you were. I thought it was brilliant. I also think you're too humble. You brag about the Guardians, but let's face it. You seem to be the employer of choice in the service. You have that luxury, and it's because I think of the mission. I think because it's an important mission that particularly younger people realize, and they're attracted to it, and it gets to stretch them. And so my hope, Jackie, is that the Space Force is so cool it just automatically creates more STEM students because they all want to be part of the next big thing. I want to get into some issue. Senator Fisher asked you about the gap issue with regard to eyes in the sky and whatnot. And we did see a little bit of a gap in defense when we learned that our radars couldn't see everything. They could only see what they were tuned to see. And so in terms of like PARCS radar as an example, and we see some money coming for that, I would presume that means it'll be upgraded, it'll be modernized. As you know, it's a high priority for me, since we have one that you're the landlord of up in North Dakota. Maybe speak a little bit to the role of the PARCS radar and modernization, and how that will help you and the Joint Force in terms of particularly early warning.
Well, it's a two-part answer because I don't want to be too distracted by the balloon issue, because that's not where those radars are looking. It's you could easily build radars that would look in that area, but that's not our mission. The mission that's being done in North Dakota and the other ground-based radars is twofold. It's missile warning and it's space surveillance primarily, and those radars are really good at those jobs. So the real challenge is, how do I go to a rapid assessment and decision quality information of the data that those radars are pulling in? And so that's my responsibility, is to figure out how to take all that massive amount of data in and quickly turn it into decision-making information. So we've got some work to do there, but it's more associated with the latency of the data than I can tell you where something was, but I can't tell you where it is precisely at that moment, and we're getting better and better at that.
With regard to some of the issues that we've already talked about, the partnerships that you started out talking about, Senator Rosen asked about, academic partnerships, alliances, obviously commercial partnerships. One of the things when we stood up the Space Force, and we had this discussion many times, and your predecessor certainly grabbed onto it, and that is making sure it's lean, agile, fast. How many times do we hear General Raymond say, lean, agile, fast? Do you feel like you're still lean, agile, and fast? Does the budget help you be more lean, agile, and fast? And I don't mean cheap. I mean lean, agile, and fast. Those relationships that are so important. How valuable is that and difficult is that balance to make sure you maintain those characteristics?
Well, there's no question we're still lean, and there's no question we're going as fast as we can. That's a tough standard for me to say we're fast. I'm always looking to go faster. I'm always looking to be more agile. And so I'm going to be probably our toughest critic going forward, trying to ensure that we stay as fast as possible. Being small does offer some advantages. We can move rapidly through a smaller bureaucracy than maybe some of the other organizations can. But it also comes with, that means there's fewer eyes on ideas. That means there's fewer opportunities to catch mistakes. That means there's fewer opportunities. And so we've got to have good, solid processes. We have to have good, innovative technology that supports us. And so there's no question we're still lean, and now we're trying to become optimized based on that size to make sure that we're still producing high-quality capabilities for a high-quality workforce.
Well, that's a great point, because the bureaucracy can gobble you up and slow you down as well. So we like oversight. We're all about that, but we want you to be as agile as you need to be too, to keep up with the speed of China, as I like to say, which is really important. One last thing, I just want to make sure that you're getting the type of the right policies that don't restrict your offensive abilities. We've heard a lot about that. You've spoken to it at some points. Again, whether it's the budget or the administration or up chain of command, do you feel like you have the right policies in place to both protect and attack if necessary?
I can assure you there are no policies that prevent us from exploring a full spectrum of operations. It's just about doing the work, establishing the what I would call understanding of what the capabilities can and can't do, and then we test and we learn from our experiences.
Thank you. Well done. Thank you.